So this is Mark Fleischman here at the Tikkun Elevator Call. I got to clear my voice one second. Hopefully I did that little clearing off the microphone. So let's go over here. We're still working on this book, The Ultimate Connection with God. This is the 54th shiur in this, and there's plenty more to come. This book should be like a Bible for the people who want to get close to Hashem. So I always think the same thing is that you have to need to. A lot of people are just, well, not just, let's just say just. People are on different levels. Some people need Hashem to help them. And if you need Hashem to help them, you need techniques in order to be able to make your prayers work a lot better. And here they come. Here's Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan. He's saying another simple type of meditation is contemplation. I have discussed this form of meditation in a previous chapter, so we're only reading this one part of his book, in the context of what we call hitbonenut. Now, hitbonenut has the bina in it, which refers to thinking. But here I shall discuss it in further detail and in practical terms. He says contemplation consists in sitting and concentrating on an object, word, or idea, letting it fill the entire mind. This is an excellent introductory meditation, insofar it does not require any background in meditation or any advanced knowledge of Hebrew or Judaism. The techniques are the same as those of mantra meditation, except that the experience is visual rather than verbal. Since contemplation consists of gazing at an object for a fixed period of time, and that's what concentration is all about, contemplation is about, as in all forms of meditation, one should be as comfortable as possible. There is no need to avoid blinking the eyes, since this can lead to discomfort. Rather, one should sit and gaze at the object of contemplation in the most relaxed manner possible. The object of contemplation can be almost anything: a pretty stone, a leaf, a flower, or written material. Have to excuse us that I have my protector here, my dog Pierre, who's 18 pounds of something. So he says, Pierre, thank you so much, Pierre. Pierre, thank you. Thank you very much. The object of contemplation can be almost anything: a pretty stone, a leaf, a flower, or written material. He says pictures, images, and statues, however, are to be avoided, since contemplating them is dangerously close to idolatry. As in the case of mantra meditation, one should sit quietly in the meditation place, adjusting to the space, get comfortable. The meditation contemplation itself should take between 20 and 30 minutes. After the meditation, one should remain still for 5 to 10 minutes, absorbing the effects of the exercise. Once again, that was similar to the one in using words. Visual contemplation is valuable in many respects. I have spoken earlier of visualization, in which one creates images in the mind's eye. Contemplation is a very good introduction to this practice. Once a person has learned to look at an object correctly, he can also learn to control his vision. Contemplation engraves the image in the mind's eye, and this image can then be conjured up even when the object is not present. You can begin by using the object of contemplation as a focus for unstructured meditation. This would mean gazing at the object while letting the mind drift off in any direction it desires. The contemplation focuses the mind, but thought is left unbridled. So in other words, you could think anything as long as you're concentrating on this. You can think about how to restructure your life, about the meaning of life, or about any other subject important to you. Rather than being the goal of meditation, contemplation is an adjunct. It's a help to a meaningful, unstructured meditation. So he says that one becomes more advanced. One gradually learns how to fill the mind. To fill the mind with the visual image of the object of contemplation, banishing all other thoughts. This is very like mantra meditation, except that instead of filling the mind with a word or phrase, it is filled with an image. Extraneous thoughts are also shunted aside in a similar manner. Whenever a thought enters the mind, it is gently pushed aside, leaving the entire attention focused on the object of contemplation. At first, one must make a conscious effort to rid the mind of extraneous thoughts. Once again, back to the precepts of Rabbi Mimran. However, after a while, the object of contemplation becomes the total center of one's focus, and everything else seems to vanish. The experience of looking at the object becomes very highly intensified. It is as if there were nothing else in the entire world besides the meditator and the object that he is meditating on, object of contemplation. When one reaches this state, every detail of the objects assumes an importance of its own. Thus, for example, if one were contemplating a leaf, every line and vein on it take on major significance. One would see structure and patterns to which the mind would normally be obvious. Every detail would become deeply engraved in one's consciousness. There is a great leeway in what can be used as an object of meditation. If desired, a different object can be used at each session. This is true if the object of contemplation is something perishable, such as a leaf or a flower. However, when a different object is used each time, the effects are not cumulative. It is therefore best to use the same object for a relatively long period of time. If possible, the object should remain the same for 30 to 40 days, long enough to habituate to it. Then the experience of each section is reinforced, and each day's experience builds on that of the previous days. It's like you know what you're looking for. However, both mantra meditation and contemplation are meant to develop different areas of the mind and spirit. Now that's interesting. Therefore, both are important. There are also important meditations that involve the senses of the body. For beginners, he says, here's an idea, however, mantra meditation usually seems the simplest. Some people find it valuable to combine mantra meditation with contemplation. If a person has learned to focus his mind through mantra meditation, then he can also use this method to enhance his contemplation. It is very easy to fill the mind with a visual image when one is in a higher state of consciousness. From mantra meditation, say that Ribono Shel Olam over and over and over again, and he said slowly and quietly. And this same mantra meditation can be seen as an excellent introduction to contemplation. When a person uses the mantra Ribono Shel Olam, when a person uses that one, together with contemplation on the physical object, so he says that, look at something. He gave us an example of a leaf, but take anything. He can actually begin to see the divine hidden in the object. He can make the object of contemplation into a link between himself and God. The object becomes a channel through which he can experience the divine. Although any physical object can be used as the focus of meditation, several are mentioned specifically in Judaic literature, especially in the Kabbalah. Each of these has an important significance in its own right. And that's a shir. This is number 54, and we're going to be moving on into the next shir is called Nothingness. Well, can't wait to see what that's all about. This is Baruch Fleischman. I'm at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel, and I'm saying this shir also for the Deveka shir of Rabbi Mimran. Isn't that right, Pierre? Thank you.